Welcome to Jesus Yoga. This is my Easter special. This might not be for everyone, but it is for the ones who want to learn more about Easter. So today is Palm Sunday, which is a very special Sunday, and that's the Sunday right before Easter. And today was an amazing thing happened because it was the entry of Jesus into Jerusalem as king. For the kings of the Old Testament, like King David, rode on a donkey into Jerusalem, and people were cheering him on. And Jesus did the same thing. And I want to read to you what happened on Palm Sunday. And you find this, for example, in Mark 11. Now, when they drew near Jerusalem to Bethphage and Bethany at the Mount Olives, he sent two of his disciples. And he said to them, "Go into the village opposite you. And as soon as you have entered it, you will find a colt tied on which no one has sat. Loose it and bring it. And if anybody says, 'Why are you doing this?' say, 'The Lord has need of it,' and immediately he will send it here." So they went their way and found a colt tied by the door outside on the street, and they loosed it. But some of those who stood there said to them, "What are you doing loosing the colt?" And they spoke to them just as Jesus commanded, so they let them go. Then they brought the colt to Jesus and threw their clothes on it, and he sat on it. And many spread their clothes on the road, and others cut down leafy branches from the trees and spread them on the road. Then those who went before and those who followed cried out, saying, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Blessed is the kingdom of our father David that comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest." And Jesus went to Jerusalem and into the temple. So when he had looked around at all these things, as the hour was ready late, he went out to Bethany with the 12. So you can imagine, as he rode into the town, people were putting down his clothes so he wouldn't have to ride on the donkey and get dusty and dirty. And they cut down leafy branches and put it also on the floor so he could ride on top of it. And that's like the symbolic sign of, as we roll out a red carpet for a king, for somebody popular to come, and not to have to walk on the pavement, but on the red carpet to welcome. So this was going on. And interestingly enough, the same crowd that cheered in Jerusalem and cried out, "Hosanna in the highest," were also the same people that changed their mind just a few days later and cried with the other crowd, "Crucify him." It's amazing how there's a shift a lot of times in the atmosphere, in the minds of people, in their perception. One day they raise up somebody, and the other next day they're ready to tear them down. Easy to help them get up there, but easily to tear him down and crucify him. So this is what Palm Sunday is. It is a great celebration for the king being recognized actually as king, riding on a donkey into Jerusalem. And we have been waiting for this. Ash Wednesday was the start of the Lent, which is 40 days of fasting before Easter will come. Excluding every Sunday, because every Sunday represents the resurrection of Christ from the dead. So that's why Sundays, there's no Lent, there's no fasting, because we're celebrating in remembrance of that resurrection. And Easter is soon to come. My next video is going to be on Thursday. It's Holy Thursday. That's the next really big event that comes before Easter. So my next video will be coming out and explaining what Holy Thursday is. Then the climax of what I'm teaching here will be the Passion of Christ, which is on Good Friday. And I have no idea why in English it is called Good Friday and not Black Friday, because it's the Passion of Christ. And then one more video is going to come out on Easter Sunday, of course, celebrating the Lord's resurrection from the dead. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll come back on Holy Thursday to learn more.